people want to know my opinion about this election because I was one of the people that I guess God showed that Trump was gonna, I guess, go to be president. Or I saw the election before the election came to pass. Basically, Hillary would try to be, the president, or Trump would try to be the president. I saw it before it came to pass. I think what America is not seeing is the divisiveness of this election. How hate is pretty much still alive, And yesterday I went to the museum, and to see that this country was built on segregation, racial discrimination, it proves that America is not ready to get over its sexism, over women, its color barriers, And I think Hillary lost because she didn't, focus on the fact that 50 years ago, my grandmother, your mother couldn't try to vote without being, discriminated against. A woman couldn't hold the same positions as a male. And still today, in the 21st century, 2016, some men are paid more than women. So therefore, this election opened my eyes to more than just who's going to be the next president, but I think that's why the world is so focused upon this election, because America holds such a strong role globally in every market that everybody says, how can you lead the world if America itself is still divided? I didn't need to be a psychic, which I am, people, to tell you that Trump was winning with college voters, with educated voters, and Hillary with minorities. We knew Bill Clinton was one of the best presidents that ever lived, that ever was in history, JFK and all that good stuff. But was America ready to see Hillary president? That's up to you guys to decide, because Americans are tired of the same political BS from Washington, from Capitol Hill. But as I was telling people, this election is far greater than Obama, than Hillary, than Trump. It's about the whole electoral process, the whole branches of legislation. You got the House, you have the Senate. You can't just look at the president in a whole. Obama couldn't pass a law without the Senate or the House opposing. So when you have people who is working hard 50 some odd hours a week, and they could barely afford to pay for daycare for their children, for medical um insurance, and now you have half of the baby bloomers who are about to retire, whose work ethic is what made the Social Security. And my generation, they can't stand a job for longer than a year. So therefore, you can't help but realize that the whole process of democracy is truly just a republic. And America needs to rise from oppression, and that is the only way the protesting is going to stop, because this is not a Trump thing. We know Trump is a great businessman. Make America great again was a great campaign slogan. But Hillary, I stood with you as a woman because I wanted to see change, just like I stood with Obama in 2008, because I wanted to see a historical change in a black man president. So if America's not ready to see a woman president, it had nothing to do with Hillary, but had everything to do with politics. I think people, young people, educated people, people who's working their fingers to the core, is tired of the same thing from politicians. And today I'm just saying here, like, well, laying here after reading this paper, like, just sad how decisive this election had to be, when really it was clear in your face. Trump is not the problem. Hillary is not the problem. It's the system that's the problem. When you cannot afford health care, okay, when you cannot afford to live after working 50 some odd hours a week, it has nothing to do with the candidate. That has everything to do with the system. And until we rise as a nation and put immigrants, where this land was founded on religious freedom, okay, there will never, ever, ever be what Trump desired it to be, make America great again. I was the only one that went to Trump campaign, and I drove some of my black friends with me in Alabama, and afterwards I had to say, let's go to the buffet. Because to me, it wasn't about a Trump thing. I read the man books, you know. It wasn't about a Hillary thing. I went to the Hillary campaign in West Palm Beach. It was about true change. And Hillary did not win, or did not win the way she should have won, and like Obama won, because I feel like the people is tired of the same OBS from politicians, the same OBS from the world. You know, we are a generation that wants to leave legacies behind for our children. But how can we leave a legacy behind for our children when the same things that happened 50 years ago, 20 years ago, is still happening today? And until you guys raise the minimum wage, okay, to $10, $15 an hour, oppression will forever exist. And the world will never give us the place that we deserve globally. And that's why I think this election was important.